the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. It is about 9:05 p.m. Central Time, my time, July 28th, Sunday night. Day 4 of training camp concluded earlier today. I'm attempting to go live whenever your show is still small and growing. Sometimes live shows can be a hit or miss. Hopefully, it'll be a hit. 10 minutes into the show, we'll know by how many people jump in. If you're watching this content or this show for your first time, whether you're watching it live or after it's uploaded, I am 90 away from 500. When I hit 500 subscribers, I have a Rookie of the Year Emmitt Smith card giveaway. I used to get a lot of football cards when I was little. When I hit 500 subscribers, a raffle for a rookie, Emmitt Smith rookie card, in other words, will be given away. When I hit 1,000, I have a raffle for a Larry Allen autographed football, rest his soul in heaven, giveaway. That red subscribe button you see in front of you is free. It costs you nothing. It's a free investment. I guarantee you, in time, this show will grow and build into one of the favorite shows that you like watching, whether your taste is Fish at 6, Law Nation, Chat Sports with Tom Downey, Cowboys, Fan Talk with Rome, or Mark Holmes, or whatever your taste and flavor is. I guarantee you I will fit your palate one way or another. This show will rock it, but I cannot get there without y'all guys. I don't have a bell like Mike Fisher, but before I get into this fire, on the count of 3, guys, hit that red subscribe button. I cannot hit that 500 mark without you. That's the first milestone. On the count of 3, hit it in unison. 1, 2, 3, boom, subscribe. If you did it, you're a real one. I love you for it. On the count of 3, that thumbs up button, like button, just gives you video viewed more. It pops up on feeds you usually wouldn't pop up on. Gives you a better chance of getting more subscriptions that way. On the count of 3, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Boom, if you did it, real one. I love you for it. Bradley is the first one in the room. Thanks for joining, Bradley. You know what? Being that's a small channel, small show, all we need really is 5 to 10 people in the chat, and we can talk some real ball. 4 days into training camp. Our Reddits. You think we're going to the playoffs this year? Our Reddits. Is this your first time watching my content? No problem here. What's up, guys? All right, so it's filling up. Our Reddits. Yes, we're going to the playoffs this year. Hell yes. Now, I'm not going to stay long on this topic, but I keep going back to the 2022 offseason. It's like people forgot about that. Y'all remember the 2022 offseason. We traded Amari Cooper for a 6th-round pick, which was a horrible trade. We could have got a 1st or 2nd for him easily, as well as we draft. And who did we get for him? The Vanilla Gorilla, who we lost to Washington that following season. Prescott, I'm about to get to that. Check it out. You asked me a question, and I'm going to tell you why I believe we're going to make the postseason and win 12 or more games again this year. 2022 offseason, we trade Cooper for peanuts. We let Cedric Wilson walk. That's wide receiver 1, wide receiver 3/4. Connor Williams walks. Randy Gregory, gone. We lose him. Lyle Collins, who was our best right tackle at the time when we all knew Terrence Steele was, walks. Greg Zerline. A ton of guys we lost in that 2022 offseason. Who do we bring in? James Washington, who broke his foot in training camp. Didn't do anything, nothing that entire season. And Dante Fowler, a situational pass rusher. It's all we brought in, those 2 free agents. What happened that season? Dak gets hurt in week 1. He misses 5 games. We still go 4-2 in the first 6. Finished 12-5. We should have won the division, and we didn't. We win a playoff game on the road, retired Tom Brady, and we're an injury away of beating San Fran and getting out of the Bay with a victory. If Tony Pollard don't break his leg and Terrence Steele didn't get hurt during the season, Terrence Steele, when healthy, is the best run-blocking right tackle in the NFL. Okay. Man, Art, it's funny because it's like you're in my notes. And I was about to touch on Gilmore, too. Okay, Dak. How much is Dak going to sign for? I go back to, what show was it? Undisputed. Keyshawn Johnson, I like to hear what Key says because he He's not biased and he's not unbiased. He's in the middle. And when Jerry Jones said all in, basically he meant, I'm not going to pay anybody. I ain't paying nobody right now. Nobody. Y'all show me what y'all can do in January. Now, I believe CeeDee Lamb will be the only one that does get paid before the season starts because he ain't out there. That doesn't bother me, though. CeeDee Lamb can miss 3 quarters of camp, come back the last quarter of camp, and sign. Because if he's not out there, he can't get hurt like Sam Williams did today. CeeDee Lamb could possibly be the best receiver in the NFL behind the Cheetah because he don't have that freakish speed. But he can be better than Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, all them boys because he's gotten better every single season. Dak. Basically, Jerry Jones is putting Dak on the chopping block, saying, you better deliver, motherfucker, this year. And if you do, if you get us to the NFC Championship game, at least, I will make you the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. Micah Parsons. Because Micah is playing. He ain't holding out. Micah, if you go out there and play an 18-week season, 17-game season, and play all 17 games, not really good the first 12 and disappear the last 5, play all throughout the schedule, week 16, week 17, week 18, you're out there still balling like that lion that you are, and help us and show up in January, because in his 3 to 4 playoff games, he ain't showing up either. He'll make Micah Parsons the highest paid defensive player in the history of the game. CeeDee Lamb will get signed because he knows that without Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jason Ferguson's going to have a breakout year. He's going to be Travis Kelce 2.0. This tight end is exciting about. But Dak has to prove his merit. And if he doesn't, it'll be a small blow-up. A small blow-up, meaning that, quarterback probably get, tossed, not re-signed. Mike McCarthy probably not get re-signed. But the nucleus of the team is very young, still very, very good. And do you think we're going to bring back Gilmore? Now, earlier I was loving to bring back Gilmore. I was advocating bring back 21. I was just watching the replay of Game 2 against Philly, right? When we beat them 33-13 at our crib. And I was watching Gilmore on A.J. Brown and how Gilmore was shadowing him the whole game, punches the ball out in the third quarter. On 3rd down, makes a big open field tackle on him. On 4th down, makes another big open field tackle on him. Stephon Gilmore balled out last year, except for a few plays in a few games. But for his age and his money, he is definitely worth it. But 5th-round pick, Kalen Carson. We seem to hit on 5th-round picks. 5th-round picks go back the last 5 years in the 5th round. We do a good job. So far, 4 days into camp, Kalen Carson is balling the fuck out. He is balling out, playing with the number 1s. Since Diggs ain't out there, Trayvon, he's on the pup list, so he don't need to be. He can chill, maybe play a quarter of the 3rd preseason game. I think by week 1, he'll be ready to go. People heal up differently. Michael Gallup didn't have the mental strength to heal from that knee. That's why he just retired with the Raiders. Because he knew that if he couldn't play at 100%, like Travis Frederick, coming off that illness, if he could play at 100%, he didn't want to play at all. So with Diggs not out there, Kalen Carson is getting reps with the 1 team. Teron Bland, Jordan Lewis, and Carson. And Carson's playing on the outside. Jay Lou is playing on the inside because he's a career slot corner. And Kalen Carson is killing it right now. Now, Kalen Carson continues this in pads. On Tuesday, they'll be in pads. In preseason, plays like he is right now so far, then no, Gilmore will not be signed. Because Kalen Carson will be that guy we thought he was, and he'll be that depth piece. I wanted Gilmore for that depth piece. Because last season, if we didn't have him and Diggs went down, we'd have been up shit creek without a paddle like we were in 2022 when we had Deshaun Wright, Kelvin Joseph, free agent, trying to, replace Anthony Brown, opposite Diggs. There's a lot to be excited about this. Now, Sam Williams going down, torn ACL, does suck big time. He had a good rookie season, a disappointing sophomore season along with Damone Clark. and was poised to have a pretty good year this year. Eric Wallace, hey, my man, thanks for joining, brother. I need to make you a blue name. Chris has it. You got to show me how to do that again. Eric Wallace is one of my moderators. But this draft class, the first what? The first 3 picks right now are looking pretty freaking solid. Tyler Guyton, who, Mark Holmes had a video a week ago saying Guyton won't start year 1 at left tackle. Raymond Solis, how you doing, man? Just clickbait crap. Like last night, I put a dumb video out saying Donald Trump's 8-year plan after he makes America great again and serves another term of presidency. After that, he's going to buy the Cowboys from Jerry Jones and make America's team great again, as aggressive as he is. That was just clickbait, and I just want to see how many dumbass people will click on it. Only 10 of y'all did, so I'm pretty proud that it didn't get 100 clicks. Because I cannot stand clickbait, and I cannot stand people saturating the damn market with video after video after video. 10 videos a day don't make no damn sense. If you're going to cut a video, have substance, have, things to really talk about, not just to hear yourself talk. And how Mark Holmes has over 100 subscribers, I will never know. If you quit the crack, you won't cough like that. Samuel Kano, it's called Tourette syndrome, my brother. I do not hold you to that comment. I understand if I was in your shoes and I saw me, I'd probably think the same thing. It's Tourette's. I'm just very happy I don't have the shouting kind. I have the kind that manifests itself in tics, which would be coughs, twitches, stuff like that. Had it since birth, but I ain't never let it hold me back from anything I ever wanted to do. Everybody has something. That's what I've got, Samuel. Just so you know. So Tyler Guyton, in the first 4 days of practice, at left tackle, has looked very good. Still, it's not with pads, but he's looked very good. Today he lined up against Tank Lawrence. And, the kid's a rookie. He's intimidated. He's got Tank Lawrence and Micah Parsons lining up over him. And lining up against Tank Lawrence, Tyler Guyton kind of shot off the line of scrimmage and gave Tank a shot where Tank, his head snapped back and Tank, DeMarcus Lawrence looking at Tyler like, hey, brother, this training camp, man. We're on the same team. We ain't trying to hurt each other. But Tyler Guyton, he's got that size and that physical build where he wants to be the best. He knows he can be the best. And then he did a pretty good job against Micah. And then on some other plays, Micah, schooled him, which is going to happen. But with a rookie left tackle like Tyler Guyton, it is beautiful that all training camp he'll be going up against the likes of Tank Lawrence and Micah Parsons. Pass rushers like that have skins on the wall and they say iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. Right now, the starting 5 linemen in training camp, Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Brock Hoffman at center, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. Now, I believe when the pads come on Tuesday, that's going to be the day of Connor Beebe. Connor Beebe is a freaking nasty monster. I think Connor Beebe without pads and with pads are 2 different things. Put the pads on Beebe on Tuesday, and I believe by the end of the week, he'll be projected as a starting center. He just has to, get used to snapping the ball. He's never played center. He's played guard. But I believe with these 2 months that he has, that he'll be able to get that snap down with Dak. Even if you got to practice after practice by just snapping the ball, shotgun, and under center to get that snap down, he'll be ready to roll. Steelers, baby, says Travis. Yeah, one of my good clients is a big Steeler fan. I think week 5, right? We play him on prime time. So either I'll go to his place or go to my place. It'll be a game. I think we beat Pittsburgh this year. Russell Wilson, in my opinion, is past his prime. He's not what he was in the mid-2010s. But we'll see. Cowboys and Pittsburgh have a very heated rivalry. And another rookie right now, so far, looking very good. Only 4 days in the camp. But these rookies have went through minicamp already, too. Marshawn Nealon, second-round pick, defensive end. Molded kind of like Tank Lawrence. He can get to the pass rusher, but he's more of a run-stopping end, which is kind of what we need, guys that can stop the run. Mike Zimmer has all the tools in his toolkit to assemble a defense that can be as good as I thought they were going to be last season. Last season, they were not as good as I thought they were going to be. I thought last season they had a very good shot at being one of the single-season best defenses that we've seen. I go back to the, 0-2 Bucks, the Tampa 2, the LOB, the no-fly zone, in that category. Not like the 2000 Ravens, 85 Bears. Those are two greatest defenses that will never be matched ever again. But even the 99 Bucks, who were 5 points away from the Super Bowl, held the greatest show on turf to 12 points. I had the same game towel. This one right here, Jay. This one's special to me, man, because it was 2018, the season that we acquired Amari Cooper. And, the first game with Coop, we lose against Tennessee bad. Go to 3-5, and then we go on a 5-game winning streak. A revenge tour. We go beat Atlanta. First we beat Philly, then we beat Atlanta, and beat this. And then we have Philly at home. And I'm at that game December 9th. And that was a game that Cooper had. His stat line was 10 catches, 227 yards, and 3 tubs. And that all came in the second half. And that third tub was in overtime. And, man, that was a fun game to watch. It was 6-3 at halftime. It was a snooze fest. And then in the second half, the electricity in that stadium was nuts. Especially whenever Dak hit Amari on a 75-yard pass. One play, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Type play, then it goes into overtime, and we slowly, methodically move down the field. Dak throws it. It gets tipped by Vontae Maddox into Coop's hands, and he walks in. Man, you see, the cool thing, you were there too, Jay? That's cool. One with his reception. Yeah. How'd you know it was the same towel? How'd you know I was at that game? That's very interesting. But that's the cool thing about going. See, I rarely watch our games at home. I'll either go to Buffalo Wild Wings, which in Houston, that's a big place to watch a game, or I like to go to the game because you're around Cowboy Nation. And whether you don't know them from Adam, they're your family. And if you lose a big game, you really don't talk to anybody. You walk out and you're quiet, you're pissed off. But when you win a big game, you're hugging strangers, you're doing chest bumps with strangers. Everybody's your blood. You know what I mean? It is just indescribable. Indescribable. But with Sam Williams going down with that torn ACL today, Marshawn Nealon looking like he is right now, we need him to really step up as a rookie. And we need this rookie class to play as well as the 2022 rookie class, where we had 5 rookies that were instant impact players. God is first. I love that name, my man, as people don't realize, or if they do, if they watch me to the end of my videos, I always end the video talking about our Lord. God loves everyone. That is why he gave his only son, Jesus Christ, to die for our sins. I recommend that you repent and turn to Jesus to be saved. At the end of every video, I say, God comes before everything, even this. Seek him in his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. I am living testimony of that. Jay, I agree. A win at the Star is an awesome environment. Yeah, it is. And then last season, we went 5 in a row. And I was like, if we beat Philly at home, I'm going to go to Buffalo, because that's going to be a big game. And the plane tickets, they weren't that expensive before the Philly game. And then as soon as the Cowboys beat Philly, the plane tickets quadrupled. And I was like, whoa, it was like $300. Now it's like $1,200. Anyways, I spent like $2,000, flying to Buffalo. I had a layover in Baltimore to get to Buffalo. My buddy was already over there. And of all away games to choose, that's the one I chose. If you look at my videos in December, I'm interviewing people at the airport. There's people from Mexico, from Canada, all over to see that game. Highmark Stadium is small, like a high school stadium. You would never believe it's a pro stadium, which is cool because you get to see everything up close. Like you can even see the football. Like AT&T Stadium, if you're not close and you're up there, you can't even see the ball. You're watching the screen. So I was excited about that. I'm all bundled up, ready to roll, and we just get our ass handed to us. And Bills Mafia, all they were saying, "Here we go, here we go." Oh man, it was just we had to put up with it. But me and my buddy Eric, we sat there in the stands. Fourth quarter, it's really starting to come down cold, and we sat there like men until the clock hit triple zeros, and we got up and we left. Yes, that was money not well spent. I agree. Bro loves his game. JM, yes. It's like Law Nation's the one that inspired me to start my own deal. If I'd have known it was this easy to start your own YouTube show, I'd have done it 10 years ago and had like 200,000 subscribers by now. I didn't know it was that this easy to start your own deal. But just like Law Nation said a few weeks ago, put me on TLC, My Strange Addiction. Is what it is. We have not been in the Super Bowl or championship game since I was in the third grade. That was a great, school year. I was living in the Metroplex, right outside of Dallas. Our teacher, the whole school was getting into it. When we won the Super Bowl, we had like a school holiday during the parade where we all got to go to the cafeteria and they had the parade on the projector screen and we got to watch a parade. Like it was a way of life. I don't like the boys. I'm an Eagles fan, but I respect your enthusiasm. Hey, JM, the Eagles for the past 24 years have been the Cowboys' real division rival. Before that, it was Washington. Washington, before that, was our bitter arch rival. But from 2000, when Donovan McNabb became, starting quarterback, and Andy Reid was their coach, and it was the hottest NFL game on record to start the 2000 season, and Deuce Staley ran for 200-plus yards on us, and it was like a 41-0 blowout loss. And we still had Joey Galloway, the guy we traded 2 first-round picks for that offseason, still in the game in the fourth quarter. And at the end of the fourth quarter, Taylor's ACL. That was the first of our 3-5-11 seasons. Since then, y'all have become our biggest division rival. That guy's our number. It's here. Yeah, the pickle juice game. Yes, they were saying all the Eagles players are drinking pickle juice. Apparently, that hydrates you better than water. And being what the score was, maybe it was the pickle juice. Nah, it was Philly's time. Philly was ready to roll. They went not that season did they make it to the championship game, but the year after. 01, 02, 03, and then 04. Dak, he doesn't have Philly's number like he has the Giants and Washington's number. Dak usually splits with y'all. Even in his rookie season, he split with y'all because our last game of the season, we didn't have to beat y'all. So Romo opened the game up with the opening drive. That was Romo's last drive ever. And he takes us down, and that was a touchdown to Terrence Williams. Drops a mic. 2017, y'all whoop us when it counted. And then last game of the season, y'all didn't have to win. We beat y'all like 3-6. 2018, we did sweep y'all then. 2019, we beat y'all the first game, but y'all beat us at Philly in December when it mattered for the division. Dak didn't beat y'all then. Dak didn't play on 2020. 2021, we did sweep y'all because Jalen Hurts was still a pup. 2022 was a split. Last year was a split. I don't think Dak owns the Eagles. It should have been a sweep last year. We were 6 yards away in that first game at Philly. 6 yards away. And our dumbass backs us, penalty after penalty after penalty. All of a sudden, we're at the 30. 1 play left to go. What the hell? We're at the 6-yard line. Execute. Get in the end zone and win the damn thing. Oh, I was so pissed after that game. Got to roll, but good luck with your channel. Got to like a sub to bump you. Hey, I appreciate JM. Every subscription counts big time. I appreciate that a lot. Man, I can talk not just Cowboys, but NFL all day. My first Cowboy game was Super Bowl 28 against Buffalo at the Georgia Dome. That night I fell in love with the silver and blue, no rhyme or reason, just did. I played the game my entire youth, wide receiver and cornerback, wide receiver on A team. I was backup cornerback, but wide receiver was my position. Wore number 85 every single season. It was just my number. And been a student of the game my entire life. Now, had I went to the same high school all 4 years, I guarantee I would have played college ball. But I went to 4 different high schools in the first 2 years, and it was too difficult to maintain momentum, which is what you need if you're gonna excel in the high school level, especially 5A high schools. But so we've went through what our rookies are looking like right now. The three big ones: Tyler Guyton, Marshawn Nealon, and then fifth round pick Kalen Carson. And like I say, if Kalen Carson continues to look like he does throughout training camp and preseason, Gilmore will not be re-signed. There will be no reason. And that'll be exciting because that'll be a third corner that we've taken, second corner that we've taken in the fifth round that's blossoming into, something special. Soon we're going to have so many damn contracts. I mean, after this season, Tyler Smith will be eligible for a big deal. I believe after this season, Jake Ferguson, after he has his 1,200 yard campaign and just balls out, I'm talking becomes what Jason Witten was in 2007. You know what I mean? Like that kind of tight end. He'll be eligible for an extension. On defense, Deron Bland, after this season, if he really balls out again, he'll be eligible for an extension. There's a lot of in-house extensions besides Lamb, Dak, and Parsons that are going to be coming up after this year. But the future is now. We don't worry about next year. That's what Stephen Jones' problem is he worries about the future. He wants to be competitive every year when after 29 years of not even making it to round 3, 85% of Cowboy fans would completely go for it if we just went for broke on the cap, made a trade for Brenton Buckner of Vita Vea to solidify the middle, and made a trade for DeAndre Swift, some shit like that, or some rookie running back that got drafted. That trade for Atlanta for that running back they took last season from Texas, and make this into a 95 roster where we do win the Super Bowl, but then have 2 bad seasons after that to rebuild. We would do that in a heartbeat in order to get that 6th trophy. But like Tom Downey keeps referring to, Stephen Jones keeps going to the pie scenario. Only so much of the pie. The salary cap can be manipulated so easily. We can, right now, this second, we could re-sign big deals too for CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and Micah Parsons. But again, like I said, the reason why Jerry Jones is not doing that is after 30 years of watching Jerry Jones, Mike Fisher is the best interpreter of him. You have to understand what he's saying when he says stuff. When he says, we're going all in, to the layman, that sounds like you going all in. You're going to be bringing in big-time free agents with big-time deals, and, you're going for broke just like the Rams did in 2021, like the Bucs did in 2020, like Philly did in 2022. No, what he is saying is he's going all in with who we have now. Because he don't want to pay Dak right now and pay all these guys right now for, another 4 or 5 year extension, breaking the bank, so they can win 11 to 13 games every regular season and then just fail in January. No. Now, the one guy that he will sign will be CeeDee Lamb. It's the only way our offense will be top 3 this year is with a top 3 receiver. But like I said, CeeDee Lamb can chill 3/4 of training camp. I've got no problem with that. Because if he ain't out there, he can't get hurt like Sam Williams did today. Trayvon Diggs tore his ACL after week 2 in practice last season, just going up to contest a pass. That's how easy it can happen. So with CeeDee Lamb chilling on the couch, our best weapon on offense is safe. And he knows the West Coast offense very well now People don't realize, people forget so quick what happened last season. We completely transformed the offense to a West Coast offense, not Texas Coast. That was complete bullshit. This is 100% West Coast offense. When firing Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy said, look, I've been an offensive guru my entire career. Kellen can't get it done. I'm taking over and I'm changing the system. And so that's why the first 5 games, offense is kind of slow getting points. Brandon Cooks, him and Dak weren't on the same page because Dak was learning a whole new offense. He was on the same page as CD because when you have chemistry with somebody, after 4 years, you have chemistry with them. Now, the second half of the season, Cook started getting to the rhythm of it. Now, picture season 2 under the same offense that they're going to know even better. Dak was second team All-Pro last season. CeeDee Lamb had his second consecutive 100-plus catch season, 1,750 yards, 12 tubs. No Cowboys receiver or tight end has ever had multiple 100-catch seasons, and he did it within 16 games, not 17. And with Brandon Cooks being a number 1 everywhere he's went, being our number 2, and now being in the offense for real, and then having Jake Ferguson in year 3, that boy is going to have his season. Believe me, people will know the other 87 in the NFL. When people mention number 87, they think of Travis Kelce. After this season, when they mention 87, they're going to think of Travis Kelce and Ferg. Or whatever kind of nickname that, he gets during the season. And behind him, Schoonmaker and Hendershot, good depth, at tight end. And with this offensive line, Tyler Guyton right now, in his first 4 days, looks like he's up for the challenge, up for the task. And the difference between him and Tyler Smith, listen to my words, guys. I am telling y'all, this will be a show when it hits its heights y'all would love to watch. I know what I'm talking about, all right? The difference between Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith in their rookie seasons. Can anybody tell me what it is? Now, there was like 28 people, now there's 4. It's fluctuating. Anybody watching, can y'all tell me what the difference between Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith in the rookie season is at this point? I'll tell you. It's Tyler Smith, our first-round pick in 2022, left tackle out of Tulsa, is that he was at left guard in minicamp, in training camp, in all preseason games. Tyler Smith, 73, was at left guard. And 10 days before week 1, Tyron's hamstring comes off the bone, and they got to switch Tyler to left tackle. That's a lot to bring on as a rookie. And Tyler did very, very good that season. That was their best year out of the 3 12-win seasons. Tyler Guyton will be at left tackle all season, all 3 preseason games. He won't have the position switch at the very last second. And he is built as big as Tyron Smith is. Guy is a freaking giant. And he moves like a gazelle. He ain't going to be as good as Ty Smith this season, but he's not going to be a liability. He'll be as good as Tyler Smith was in 2022. And when we put them pads on Tuesday and Connor Beebe unleashes that beast, he will be Brock Hoffman out to be the starting center. And if by chance he doesn't, well, then may the best man win. Then Brock Hoffman is better at this point in his career. But with the offensive linemen of Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Hoffman or Beebe, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. If Terrence Steele is 100% this season, which he is supposed to be, and like I said, when Terrence Steele is 100%, he is the best run-blocking right tackle in the NFL. When he's 100%, Terrence Steele will be 100% this season. This will be a run-blocking offensive line first. It'll be a better run-blocking line than passing offensive line. That being said, we don't need an Adrian Peterson or Barry Sanders in the backfield. I know it looks like a hole right now, right? It's like we have Zeke Elliott, Rico Dowdle, that one fool that we signed from the Rams last year, Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis, and Hunter Lipke, which is kind of a fullback. Rico Dowdle is going to surprise a lot of people. A lot of people this season. That cat will get over 1,200 yards on the ground rushing this season. Rico, number 23. And with him doing that, my bad. I don't know what his contract looks like, whether he's signed through the next season, but he's going to be getting a lot of attention after this year. If he can stay healthy. That was his only problem his first couple of years here, is he got hurt in the offseason. He was healthy all last season, and he looked damn good when he got the ball. This season, having Elliott back as the banger, and every team needs a 1-2 punch. Unless you have a Derrick Henry or somebody that transcends the running back position in nowadays age, where, Zeke Elliott from 16 to 18. Now he's got Zeke as the banger back, 2 yards in a cloud of dust. That's fine. That softens up the defensive line to take them hits that Elliott is given. And then whenever it's time for Rico to get the ball, he'll look like Tony Pollard did in 2022 with these big plays, big gains. And if your offense can run the ball very well, which I believe this offense this season will be able to do. I know Mike McCarthy likes to pass the ball. It's a passing league. But if you can run the ball effectively, no matter what kind of NFL you're playing in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or now, if you can run the ball effectively, your offense is going to be damn hard to stop, especially when you got a monster in 88, another monster in number 3, and then you got some damn good guys in the middle with Jalen Tolbert, Kevontae Turpin, and Jalen Brooks. Michael Gallup is gone, which is a good thing. He retired. He had 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. He had a 6-year career, and he got a second contract with us, so he did make some money. If he's smart enough, he'll be able to hold on to it. This offense is going to be very good this year. Very good. It's been top 5 the last 3 seasons. It'll be top 5 this season. And that running game, that offensive line that we have, is going to be Tyler Smith. After this season, Tyler Smith will probably be regarded as the best left guard in the league. Don't doubt that. After this season, number 73, PFF will probably rank him number 1 left guard in the NFL over Quentin Nelson. I believe that with every fiber in my being. This will be a run-blocking offensive line. And in doing so, it'll make Rico and Zeke look pretty damn good. And whoever running back 3 is, that's going to open up the passing game so much. Because when they have to start to load the box to contain the run, imagine what CD is going to do. Imagine what Cooks and Turpin are going to do getting behind the defense. Cooks can still run that ball. He's still a 4.5, 40, running guy. In Turpin, he's one of the top 5 fastest guys in the NFL and get better wide receiver in the NFL. So with this offense being a top 5 offense again this season, and it will be, this defense under Mike Zimmer, which I think it was time for a change at defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn assembled a very good roster on defense the last 3 seasons. Only had 1 Achilles heel, and that was the run defense. Mike Zimmer comes in. It's like Mike Zimmer is acquiring that beautiful Lamborghini, and the only thing that's wrong with it is it has transmission trouble. And all he's got to do is open that hood, get his hands dirty, fix that tranny to where it shifts smooth from first to second to third to fourth. My rag fell. And this defense will be as good as I thought it was going to be last season. I believe this defense hinges on Trayvon Diggs being 100%. Maybe not week 1. If he's at 80, 75% week 1, still good. But after the bye week, if he could be at 100%, this defense can be one of the best single-season defenses that rank with the Legion of Boom, the no-fly zone, the 02 Bucks, the 99 Bucks, the 03, the 04 Pats defense. which didn't get a nickname, but that's the reason why they won back-to-back Super Bowls. The 0-1 Pats defense also. They didn't have a nickname because that wasn't Bill Belichick's style. But that's why the Patriots won 3 out of 4 years, was because of that defense. Y'all remember the Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Rams, right? Greatest show on turf. They couldn't move the ball in that Pats defense. Ty Law got that pick six. At the very end, the Rams come back and tie it up. Last gasp effort, and all Pats had to do was get the ball in field goal range, which they did, and ended in the 2003-2004 Super Bowl against, what was it, Carolina and Philly. Well, the Carolina Super Bowl, there's a lot of points scored in the second half. But in the third one that they won, they shut down Philly's offense. The one that they won against the Rams, 13-3. That defense should have had a name. It didn't. But our defense this season can be as good as those defenses. Big time. Especially if Marshawn Nealon can play better than a rookie. If Kalen Carson can play as good as he's playing now. Eric Kendricks, if he still has gas in the motor, which everybody knows he does, he's a quarterback of the defense. DeMarvion Overshawn is out there practicing with the ones. He is looking good. He's cutting good. Looking like he has no problem with the knee. And our third-round pick from Notre Dame, I cannot pronounce his name. We have a slew of linebackers now, which we didn't have last season, which contributed to a bad run defense. No, we didn't have great defensive tackles last season, but we had Damone Clark after the San Fran game. That was the only true linebacker that we had. Marquise Bell was in there a lot trying to make things happen, but it doesn't work that way. Now we have at least 4 legitimate linebackers on the team. You get Eric Kendricks, Damone Clark, DeMarvion Overshawn, and a kid from Notre Dame. 4 real linebackers. And they're saying in this new system that Zimmer has, Mozzie will excel more in this system than he did in Quinn's system. Yet to be seen, but hope that is true. We all know what Osa's about. As a 3-tech, Osa is probably at this point in his career, probably a top 5 3-tech. JFK, who's this Eagles fan? Oh, JFK, that's JM. But everybody's welcome here, man. It's a Cowboys Syndicate show, you know what I mean? But I love the sport of football. I can talk NFL in general, you know what I'm saying, JFK? Are you an Eagles fan, JFK? Giants fan? Cowboys fan? Because we have a few Eagles fans in here. I know we have a Seahawks fan, Eric Wallace. There was a Steelers fan here earlier. But really, we represent the star. Like I said, it's been third grade since I witnessed us going to the Super Bowl. The last 3 seasons, this team has had mega talent. This season, this team still has mega talent. Even losing who we lost in the offseason, which is even more impressive. You lose Tyron Smith, second team All-Pro left tackle. You lose Tyler Biotish, alternate Pro Bowler in 2022. You lose Dorrance Armstrong. You lose Dante Fowler. You don't re-sign Stephon Gilmore. Neville Gallimore. The list goes on. You lose all these guys, and you just sign one big free agent, Eric Kendricks. And you bring back Zeke Elliott. Tony Pollard's gone. And you lose all these guys. And you just bring back Zeke, and you sign Eric Kendricks at middle linebacker. And you look at the roster, especially after the draft. You look at the roster, and you're like, this is a top 3 roster in the NFC. Only glaring holes on paper are running back and defensive tackle. After they lost Tyron Smith and Tyler Biotish on the offensive line, Tony Pollard, running back number 1. It's 3 guys right there. Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler on the edge. 5 guys right there. Van Der Esch had to retire. That's 6. Didn't re-sign Gilmore. That's 7. Jaron Kearse, he's gone. That's 8. And we probably lost a few more guys that I didn't gallop, but that wasn't really a loss. And then you just bring in Eric Kendricks, Zeke, and then have this draft class, and this team still looks this good. That's not bad. And on paper, with the only two glaring holes being running back and defensive tackle, I keep saying till I'm blue in the face, I don't believe running back is a bad room. On Speak for Yourself, David Hellman says, I believe the Cowboys have the worst running back room in the NFL. Do you now? It doesn't always matter what names are in the running back room. If you have an offensive line that can open up holes, and this offensive line is going to be a run blocking offensive line. These guys are physical off the ball. They're better run blockers and pass protectors. Rico Dowdle is going to freaking blow up, and Elliott will do as good as Elliott can do. He's going to be the banger. He's going to be the rock, and Dowdle's going to be the lightning. And when we get inside that 15, get inside that 10-yard line, where we struggled last season in scoring, Elliott will fix that. He has a nose for the end zone, always has. Last time he was with us, he had 12 touchdowns. 10 until he tore his PCL, and then 2 more after that. And Elliott is a hell of a damn good pass protector in, passing down at running back. And then last but least, special teams. For some reason, nobody's talking about the new kickoff rule. I want a few more people to get into this chat before I talk about this kickoff rule, because nobody seems to understand it or what it's going to do to the game and how it's going to benefit us more than other teams. There's the actual rules of how it goes. I will break it down and explain to you why, instead of starting at the 20 or 25, we most likely will be starting at the 35 to 40-yard line to start most of our drives on kickoffs. He'll have to say it now because people will probably watch it after it's uploaded. Hey, JFK, if you haven't subscribed, my man, please subscribe. I'm 89 away from 500. When I hit 500, we'll have a raffle for Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card giveaway. When I hit 1,000, we'll have a raffle for an autographed Larry Allen football giveaway. Rest his soul in heaven. Best offensive lineman ever played. But this new kickoff rule that nobody seems to understand or talk about. Watch the XFL, the USFL. That's how they do it now. This is how we're going to do it this season. The kicker for the other team will kick it from the 35 like he always has. The kickoff team will be lined up at our 40. Our guys, our blockers, will be lined up at the 30. 10-yard difference. Turpin will be in between the 20 and the goal line. Now, the point is for the kicker to kick the ball inside the 20 and the goal line for Turpin to field it. And nobody can move until the kick returner fields the kick. Once Turpin catches it, then the boys at the 40 take off, and our guys at the 30 block them 10 yards away. Now Turpin, having that much space, I think he's going to have a lot of good returns this season. He is one of the top 3 best return men in the NFL right now. If Tyreek Hill was a return man, he'd be number 1 automatically, but they're not going to risk him at returning kicks or punts. Now, check this out. If the kicker kicks it and doesn't make it to the 20, say he kicks it and it lands at the 21-yard line, then we will start at the 40. It's almost like illegal procedure. So if they kick the football and they don't even make it to the 20-yard line, say they're trying to be cute and trying to kick it to the 19, which would make your return more difficult, but it hits at the 20.5-yard line, we'll start at the 40. Now, if they kick it out of the end zone or they kick it into the end zone, we start at the 35. You catch my drift? Now, the only way we start at the 20 is if they kick it inside the 20 and it bounces and dribbles into the end zone. Then that'll be a regular touchback, start the ball at the 20-yard line. We won't have many of those. I guarantee you our average starting field position will be at the 35-yard line this year. I guarantee you that. And Kevontae Turpin, probably takes 2 or 3 to the house on kick returns this season. Just because if they kick it at the 5 yard line and he gets a little running start when he catches that football, he's going to be at full speed while the return team is going to be trying to get to full speed, but our guy's going to be 10 yards away from there. And then when you got your guys 10 yards away from the guys you got to block, Bones Fossil, the best special teams coach in the NFL, will devise some hella good schemes to get Turpin some lanes or just have one guy to juke and beat. This is going to be big time this season, guys. A lot of people are not even realizing that there's a kickoff rule change. And it's not a small one. The last kickoff change was what? I think you could just fair catch it anywhere and you would start at the 25. This way, it's so that players don't run from one side of the field to the other and have train-like collisions. That's the whole point of this new kickoff return rule. They'll just be 10 yards apart. Kickoff team, the return team, 10 yards apart. Boom. You can't get a whole lot of momentum 10 yards apart. But Turpin is going to be, getting the ball across midfield a few times. And then kickers are going to be practicing to try to kick it at the 19, 18. Because if it lands at the 19 and bounces out of the 20, it's a live ball, of course. So, like I said, if it lands outside the 20, you start at the 40. If you kick it out of the end zone, you start at the 35. They kick it where they're supposed to kick it, and nobody catches it, and it just dribbles into the end zone. Then it's like a punt touchback at the 20. That rule alone could help us win a few games that we would maybe possibly lose. Field position is so key because with Brandon Aubrey's range, Brandon Aubrey, call me stupid, but I believe he can nail a 70-yard field goal. I believe most of y'all believe that too. So if we start at the 35-yard line, right, all we'd have to do is get 20, 25 yards on that drive, and we have a good shot at coming out with 3 points. But I believe we're going to have a lot more touchdowns this season than we did last year. And I like that we have a tough schedule. AFC North. That's Cleveland, Baltimore, Pitt, and Cincy. AFC North. And then we get our division. We play Giants. I'm going to explain something to y'all real quick, and then I'm going to end this, all right? So just hang with me for a little bit longer. And this will make a lot of sense to y'all if y'all pay attention to what I'm about to tell y'all. Before the loss to Green Bay, right? What was our winning? 16 in a row at the crib, right? Last loss was week 1 of the 2022 season against Tampa. After that, we had won 8 in a row to end the season, and then we won all 8 games last season at home in the regular season. Now, being at a 17-game season, you flip-flop. 1 year, you got 8 at home, 9 away. Next season, 9 at home, 8 away. This season, we have 9 home games, 8 away games. We have finally got AT&T Stadium to become home field for us. For the longest time, it wasn't. It was like a neutral field for some odd reason. But now it's like Texas Stadium. We have home field advantage at our stadium now. So this season, we have 9 home games, 8 away games. We have struggled on the road the last few seasons. Wouldn't you agree? All right. So I'm just going to get the rest of these teams real quick. Now I'm going to make this point, and y'all tell me if it makes sense to y'all or if it doesn't. Okay? All right. Cleveland. Now, week 1 against Cleveland is going to be freaking huge. Week 1 against Cleveland is going to dictate how the season goes. And I will tell you why. All right, the Saints, Falcons. That's the NFC South, correct? Yeah. All right. So NOATL. I thought about this a lot and come to this conclusion, which makes so much damn sense. So the NFC South, you got New Orleans, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and who else plays in that shitty division? Carolina, our best friend. And then our 17th game is against Houston. Like last season, our 17th game was against the Chargers. And the year before that, our 17th game was against, fuck was it? It wasn't Jacksonville because we played the AFC South. It was New England. No, that was 21. Hell, I forgot we started. It doesn't matter. Okay, we have 9 home games, 8 away games. Okay, week 1 is at the Browns. So our first game is going to be an away game. So after that, we'll have 9 home games, 7 away games. The Browns, tough team. Playoff team of last season, have a great defense. Who the quarterback's going to be, we have no idea. The only reason why Houston beat them in the postseason last year is because they didn't have a quarterback. Whoever was quarterbacking, it was like Joe Flacco or whatnot, got hurt. And they had to put in some no-name guy who never played before. And Houston won. Kind of similar to how Philly beat San Fran in the title game in 22 because Purdy got hurt on the second play. And they had no quarterback, you know what I mean? So, but Cleveland ain't nobody to be trifled with. That is a balling-ass team right there with Amari Cooper, who will have a revenge game in his mind. And they be playing at their crib. Now, the last 3 seasons on the road, we have struggled. We can beat bad teams, but when it comes to playing playoff teams and good teams, we fall short, whether it's by 30 or it's by 2. Now, when we have the Giants, Washington, that's easy, right? Easy pickings. And even Washington this year with Dan Quinn being their head coach and then them taking Tyler Biadasz, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler away from us. Not worried about Washington at all. We're going to wax their ass both times this year. Last season, we go to San Fran. We get run over. We go to Buffalo, who at the time was needing to kind of win out to make the playoffs, and we get our ass run over. We go to Miami. We give them a good game, but we still don't win. We lose by 2. Who do we beat on the road last season? We beat the Giants, Washington, and Carolina. 11. And the Chargers. Those were our 4 road wins last season. Washington, Giants, Carolina, and the Chargers. Chargers won 5 games. Carolina won 1. And we all know what the Redskins and the Giants, they're always going to be the Redskins. The Commanders are stupid. The Washington Redskins, we all know what they were last season, as well as the Giants were. Those were our 4 road wins. Our 4 road losses, San Fran, Buffalo, Arizona, who just gave it to us. I believe our morale was really down that game, having lost Diggs, but and then Miami. So we're going to open up week 1 at Cleveland, right? Playoff team of last year. A lot of people think they got better this season. Amari Cooper, like I said, we traded in for a 6th-round pick. That's kind of like a insult, spit in his face. So he's going to show Jerry Jones that he made a mistake. I know he's got love for CD, but he's probably thinking, if they'd have kept me, imagine what they'd have had with CD Lamb and I. We'd be the best 1-2 wide receiver. We probably would have won a Super Bowl. So he's going to want to give us everything he has. And that Browns defense was just historically good last season. I mean, you got Sheldon Rankins at tackle. You got, Myles Garrett at defensive end. DPOY. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year. In the second tier, Derry, you led by Denzel Ward, who's become a shutdown corner. And you just got good defensive players everywhere. And their offense ain't no joke neither. Nick Chubb should be good enough to go week one. Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. If Deshaun Watson, is going to be the starting quarterback, so be it. But it's going to be a tough out. Probably a defensive battle. And I'm predicting 13-10, 7-10, maybe 21-17, something like that. I don't see a whole lot of points scored. But the reason why week one is so significant in our seeding, because seeding is everything. We were the number 2 seed last season and we freaking blew it. We know that. We could have 2 home playoff games, tied the record for home playoff consecutive wins. Tied the record for home consecutive wins with 18 and went to the championship game and at San Fran for the first time in 28 years at that point. So week one at Cleveland, if we come out with a victory, I don't care if it's by a point. I don't care if it's like the win that we had against Detroit at home where, they go for it 3 times, 2-point conversion, and flags on the first 2. The first one was controversial, and on the third time they didn't make it. I don't care if we beat Baltimore like we beat Atlanta week 2 of 2020. You remember that stupid-ass comeback. If we beat the Browns week 1 and we come out of that road win week 1, which would be a quality road win because it's against a playoff team, week 1 is so significant that if we go to Cleveland and we get that W, because I don't care if we win the game 13-10, if it's that much of a defensive battle. We'll start off 1-0, and the rest of the season we'll have 9 home games and 6 away games left. And of those 6 away games, we'll have the Giants, Washington, and Carolina, 3 of the 6 away games for the rest of the season. That is big. 9 of the games will be at home. 6 more on the road. No, it'll be 7 more away games. But 3 of those 7, like I said, will be Giants, Washington, and Carolina. So 9 home games, 7 away games, with 3 of them against bad teams. And people are saying the Giants got better this offseason. How? Yeah, you got Brian Burns. Team up with Kevin Thibodeau and that defensive tackle they have. They have a really good defensive line. It's great and all. But the best offensive weapon is gone. They still have Daniel Jones at quarterback. Darren Waller's a year older. They don't have a top-notch receiver. Houston went out and got Stephon Diggs. They went out and did something about that. So, week 1, man, I cannot freaking wait. It's going to be September 8th. And surprising enough, week 1 is not going to be a primetime game. Usually, week 1 we open Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night. It's going to be at 3:30 on Fox, where we belong. We are a Fox team. But we beat Cleveland week 1. That's going to shape the rest of our season. Now, if we lose against Cleveland week 1, it's going to be an uphill battle. Because the road woes are going to really start to, echo everywhere. They can't win on the road, and they have some tough road games ahead of them. But if we can beat Cleveland week 1 on the road, then we only have 7 more away games, 9 home games. And of those 7 away games, you got Washington, Giants, and Carolina. But you can circle those as wins. So basically, you got 4 tough away games the rest of the season, and the other 9 are at the crib where we play our best, and we're averaging 40 a game at the crib last season under a new offensive scheme, which will be in year 2 of that scheme this season. This team's locked and loaded and ready to go, baby. Trust me. And if we make any kind of move during training camp, it'll be to bring in some bodies. I will not be surprised if we bring in a Linville Joseph and a defensive end. Top remaining defensive ends out there. You have. This is a few weeks ago. I don't think they've been signed yet. You have Emmanuel Agba, pretty good. You still have Yannick Nadakwu. I don't know if he got signed or not. You got Carl Lawson, you got Shaq Lawson, you got Jerry Hughes. Those are bodies you can bring into camp to replace Sam Williams as a rotational defensive end slash pass rusher. Or you could go for outside linebacker also, you know what I mean? Like a Quan Alexander or a Zach Cunningham, something like that. That can rush a passer. And then you got, Viliami Fehoko going in the second year. You got Chauncey Golston. They can play defensive end. Marshawn Nealon as a rookie. But this roster is good to go. And when you're watching the Cowboys scrimmage in training camp, offense versus defense, like last training camp, whenever Dak did whatever he did and Trayvon came up to his face and said, "We're going to put your shit in a box, all day in a box." That's how competitive they get when they scrimmage against each other. That is iron and sharpened, iron at its best. Now, I'm telling y'all, Philly, they better watch out because they have a chance of getting swept by these stars this year, these Cowboys this season. Detroit, you better watch out. Yeah, you made it to the chip game last season. But you still lost against us. We play again this season, but you still have to come back to our crib to play us. A lot of these big games that we have are going to be at the crib. And that favors us big time. Because even if it's a really good team and they come to our house, our chances of putting them down, opposed to being at their stadium, quadruples. Baltimore, first big test. Besides home, first big home test. Baltimore, week 3. And then week 6, Detroit at the crib. Week 10, Philly at the crib. Week 11, Houston at the crib. Week 14, Cincy at the crib. Week 16, Tampa Bay at the crib. I don't think Tampa's going to be that much of a threat this season. They could win the division, but I don't, they're not scaring nobody. Now, the 4 tough road games, if we beat Cleveland, then there will only be 4 tough road games the rest of the season. 4 games on the road, that would be tough. That would start to be at Pittsburgh week 5. And that's not really like a super tough road game. Pittsburgh in, 2010 Pittsburgh, 2008 Pittsburgh, 2005 Pittsburgh. They're good, but they're not like, that damn good. Now week 8 will be at San Fran. That's going to be a tough freaking game unless there's some crazy-ass injury or injuries. At Philly will be the 3rd tough road game because that's going to be week 17, December 29th. Cold Lincoln Financial Field. And then that 4th tough road game will be, or maybe it's only 3 tough road games. Giants, Washington, yeah. Okay, yeah. So maybe there's only actually 3 really tough road games on the schedule besides Cleveland. And I'm speaking as if we beat Cleveland after week 1, then there's only a handful of tough road games after that. We struggled on the road. It'd be Pittsburgh, San Fran, Philly, and yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the other road game is that I'm missing then. Well, I must have wrote the schedule down wrong and put a versus where it should have been an at. I don't know. Anyways, everybody putting a fork into this team because of everybody we let walk in the offseason. We did that for a reason. There's a reason why we did that. And I'm going to touch on this last note. Chris Goins, man. Damn, I think you missed a really good show, bro. After this uploads, watch it. Go Cowboys, Charles. Big loss, Sam Williams. Tearing his ACL, we needed him. Speedy recovery, Sam. And Nealon ready this rookie. Or we need to sign somebody in depth is a concern. Well, so far, Marshawn Nealon, pick number 2, as Sam Williams is pick number 2, is looking pretty damn good. So far, it's only 4 days in the camp, I know, but they've done rookie mini camp also. They all look good. Marshawn Nealon's looking pretty damn good right now. And if you want to face the facts, last season, Sam Williams wasn't that good. We're hoping that year 3, he'd have a breakout year. So on paper, losing Sam Williams right now is not like losing. It's not like losing an Osa Odigizua. Put it to you that way. Osa Odigizua is much more important to this defensive line than Sam Williams was. Now, being that we lost Armstrong and Fowler to Washington, it makes it hurt a little bit more because you get a little bit more watered down there. But plenty of free agents at defensive end, and what a lot of people are thinking, and I wouldn't doubt, is Tyrus Wheat stepping in UDFA. And we all know our history with undrafted free agents. We seem to be the king of them. Will McClay has this crystal ball with guys that didn't get drafted to pick up and bring on the team, see what they could do. Tyrus Wheat, it could be his time to shine, I know Terrence Steele in 2020 when Lyle Collins came in to training camp out of shape and then had to have hip surgery, was gone for the whole year. Terrence Steele, UDFA, got thrown in the fire in 2020 and got whooped every game. God, it was so bad. But then 2021, when Collins was suspended 6 games, those first 6 games of the season, Lyle Collins was balling out. And then, Terrence Steele was balling out because Lyle was suspended 6 games. And that's just the suspension. They put Collins back in because he was making the money. But after the season, that's where they let Collins walk because they knew Terrence Steele was a better right tackle and still is. And when healthy, he is the best run-blocking right tackle in the NFL. And he'll be 100% this season. Put money on that. Sorry, I missed your show. Just got out of the hospital. Working always. It's all good, my man. I was just saying you would have liked it because we had a steady flow of people coming in this whole hour and 12 minutes. How about Darrell Johnson? What do you think about him? I think he's got a shot too. I think Tyrus Wheat has the inside track, on that. But I'd be very surprised if we brought in, a Carl Lawson, Shaq Lawson, or Jerry Hughes, one of them old vets. Linville Joseph, I want to bring in at defensive end. Defensive tackle, to be a body to rotate. Edge will be good. This defense is going to be a top 3 defense this season. It's going to be a shutdown defense. It may not have as many takeaways as the Dan Quinn defense did, but I don't believe it's going to allow as many yards or as many points. If this defense can average, hold the opponent to 17 points a game, which in today's NFL is like the 2000 Ravens holding their opponents to 10 points a game. If our defense can have a 17 points per game average, man, you walking yourself into February there. Yannick Ngakoue, Cowboys fans, I heard one. So he hadn't been signed yet then, because he was number 1 right now, as far as available DEs. If Yannick Ngakoue hadn't been signed yet, I think now would be the time to bring him in for a cup of coffee, my opinion. But yeah, Chris, when they hit 500 subs, you know the giveaways and whatnot. But when you hit 500 to monetize the channel, you also have to have so many watch hours. So once I am done with this, while you're eating dinner and chilling, whatever, it's an hour and 15 minutes, watch the video and then get back to me and tell me what you think, on the comment section. It's, what time is it right now? I've got some houses to look at tomorrow. It's 10:20 p.m. Thanks for joining, Chris. We need to get Eric Wallace in the Blue Letters too. Everybody that watched and joined, thank y'all. Like I said, the show is still young and growing. Hit that red subscribe button. It's free. It costs you nothing. If you don't like, press it. Subscribe. Help me grow. In the future, if you don't like my content, you can press unsubscribe. That's free also. Costs you nothing. Hit the like button. you do that, the video pops up on different feeds. It usually wouldn't. Has more chances to get more subs. This show, I guarantee, will become like a diamond. Give me the shot to show y'all. When the show starts to bring in money, it'll be to build the show with a desktop for filming graphics, studio equipment. I will have a call-in line like Law Nation does on his live shows. He's the only one that does that. Seems like everybody would do that. Matty Garcia, welcome, my man. Sorry that you hit the tail end of the show. Watch it as soon as I upload it. Please subscribe if you haven't, man. Once I get to 500 guys, this show will start to grow in increments big time. And I'll be biting on the heels of the people in front of me. And I will be surpassing them, eclipsing them. I've got a Rolodex of 35 years of watching this game in my head, playing it game my entire youth, playing wide receiver, loving it, watching the Cowboys for 30 years. This is, besides my wife and God, my family and the Lord, this is it. You know what I mean? I live for football season. Go Cowboys, Chris. Thank you. So put God first and foremost, everybody. He comes before everything, even this. Seek him and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. I'm a living testimony of that, guys. God can get you out of any pit you will ever be in. Always remember that. No, Matty Garcia, I've got Tourette's, which I guess you could say I'm sick. I'm just thankful it's not the shouting kind. It's the kind that manifests itself in twitches and coughs and whatnot. Just Tourette syndrome. Everybody's got something, so brother is preaching. Yeah, Eric, it's my duty, at the end of every show just to let everybody know this is what we love. God gave us football to entertain us and teach us life lessons along the way. If you've ever played, you learn life lessons playing the game. But we can never take our eyes off the Lord. He's the reason why we're able to do this. And pray for the nation right now. I won't get into politics, but, hopefully Trump makes America great again, and get this border thing, closed off. With all these people coming over, we have 20 million undocumented immigrants, and I'm in the painting business, and that waters down my competition. Christ is king, Eric. You darn right he's king, man. Without his undeserving grace that we receive every day, we all deserve to die and burn in hell. That's the truth. But with his love, he gave us a second shot, and we all live under grace now. Yeah, bro, that Olympic stuff got me like, yeah. Yeah, it did. Eric and Matty Garcia, if you ain't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me, my phone battery is at 12%. Help me get to 500. Like I said, I'll say it one more time. When I hit 500 subs, I'm 89 away. I'll have a raffle for an Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card giveaway. And then when I hit 1,000, I'll have a raffle for a Larry Allen autographed football giveaway. Rest his soul in heaven. The best offensive lineman ever stepped foot on a football field. The great Larry Allen. Yeah, right. Wouldn't an Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card be awesome? And the longer you have that card, the more in value it'll grow, because nobody will ever break his record, because it's a passing league now, not a running league like it was in the 90s. And Larry Allen, nobody's ever would be as good as he was. That he made all pro at 4 different positions: left tackle, left guard, right tackle. He never played center, but he made all pro at 4 different positions. Look at his resume. It is sick. He was the best lineman to ever play the game. And he died at 52 years old, 52. On vacation in Mexico, man. I was sad. I met him when I was a kid in Wichita Falls, where he used to have training camp. And Emmitt Smith wasn't signing balls. This was after Irvin and Aikman were gone. Emmitt wasn't signing balls. He just waved at everybody. And I was trying to get my ball signed. Had a few no-name guys sign in. And big old Larry Allen comes. I'm probably like 14 years old, and I'm looking at this giant of a man, and I give him my football, and he's just a friendly giant. Gets it, signs it, and gives it back to me. I've never seen someone that big, man. That guy is just a bull in the ball. Imagine having him on the offensive line this season. Woo, wouldn't that be fun? At left tackle, or try him out at center. No, our offensive line is going to be good. Watch this show after it uploads, guys, because I think this is one of the best shows we put out in about a month. We on some pretty good topics. I think it was pretty, what's the word? Not transparent, pretty cerebral. this show was. And in time, this show will become one of the top shows you look forward to watching, and guarantee you that Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report is on its way. If I'd have known it was this easy to start your own YouTube channel, because I'm not a big technology person, I would have started this back in 2014. And by now I had 200,000 subs. But I didn't know it was this easy to start your own deal. So yeah, everybody have a good Sunday night. Have a great week ahead. Please hit that subscribe button, guys. I'm going on 294 videos. I'd like to hit 500 subscriptions. I know when you're young and you're starting out, it takes a while to get recognized. I think I should start getting recognized now, because I've been putting out a lot of content. I believe it's pretty good. I don't waste people's time with scenarios and what else and clickbait and all that crap. That video I put out last night, that clickbait video about Donald Trump buying the Cowboys, I just want to see how many people would click on it. And only 10 people did, so I was proud of Cowboy Nation. Not saying, "Oh, Trump's going to buy the Cowboys." We're gonna, he's very aggressive. No, I just, it's just like Mark Holmes having a title saying Tyler Guyton won't start year one. Is he a bust like Mozzie? Like, Mark, stop, man. You put out 7-8 videos a day just so you can flood the market and just hear yourself talk. I mean, hardly. I like most of the big guys, but he can be an asshole, and he just likes to hear himself talk. And half the time, he's not talking about anything with substance. It just pisses me off. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. We are going on an hour and 21 minutes. Pretty damn long. But for a live show with a small channel, it was a success. Everybody here, thanks for joining. Eric, Maddie Garcia, the last two guys, please do subscribe. I know, Chris, you've been done. Subscribe. JFK, please subscribe. JM, subscribe. God is first. You subscribe. Travis, subscribe. Reddit, you subscribe. My man Bradley, please subscribe. No problem here. Please subscribe. I don't even think y'all are watching anymore. Y'all are on the early crowd. But that's it, guys. I'm still trying to think of a good signature sign-off line, like you're listening to nothing but the best, or, fish out. So right now my exit line is get your popcorn ready, because it's going to be a show. Charles in Charge is out. Deuce.